All right, welcome back to Weather for Weather Geeks, everyone. Monday evening. Hope you had a good weekend. The weather started to turn around across the area on Sunday. Now, it's been kind of cool over the last couple of days compared to the average, but compared to where we will be later this week, the last couple of days, by comparison, will seem very, very nice. The official high at the airport today was 63, matching yesterday's 63 at the Youngstown Warren Airport. Now, notice the temperature departure from average through the first 19 days of the month. 2.6 degrees above the average. You know, the question will be, will we finish the month with an above average departure for the month as a whole? Because I think we're going to reel off maybe 14 or 15 straight cooler than average days to wrap up the month of May. Today was the third in a row, and I think every day for the rest of this week is going to be cooler than the average, and I kind of suspect most of next week will be as well. We might get pretty close to the average at the very end of the month, a few days after Memorial Day, but certainly the next week does look very consistently cooler than the average. And today started with more clouds than sun, but the sky became just we had fair weather cumulus clouds in the afternoon, partly to mostly sunny skies. That was a nice afternoon, not all that windy. And while it was a little on the cool side, of course, that strong late May sunshine did feel pretty good. All right, so a pretty classic May radar picture across the lower 48 this evening. The tornado watches are out in Tornado Alley, traditional Tornado Alley from northern Texas through central and eastern Oklahoma, heading over towards the Ozarks, and then back towards Kansas City and Omaha, kind of the places you would kind of expect a tornado watch to be out in the evening hours in the middle of the month of May. And it's going to be a busy week for severe weather, not here locally, thankfully, but it will be pretty busy across much of the middle of the country and down into the Tennessee Valley. This is tomorrow's severe weather outlook, showing an enhanced risk level 3 in places like Memphis and Nashville, and heading down towards Birmingham, Alabama as well. The low-end risk of severe weather extends as far north as Indianapolis, Cincinnati, maybe Dayton as well. But once you get into northeast Ohio and northwest PA, we're not concerned about severe weather Tuesday, Wednesday, or really any day this week. This is the day 3 outlook showing a low-end severe weather risk on Wednesday into Wednesday night from the mountains of West Virginia right down through the Mid-Atlantic states, Norfolk, Virginia Beach, Raleigh, Myrtle Beach, and everywhere in between. All right, our weather pattern is about to get kind of stuck once again. This has happened a few times this spring. It hasn't exactly been to our benefit. Sometimes the weather pattern across the North American continent gets blocked up and we're on the good side of things. But we've been on the bad side of these blocks more often than not. And we're going to show you the upper level flow here as we go forward. And one thing that sticks out is this upper low, which kind of parks and just, kind of kicks its feet up and just hangs out for a little while across the eastern Great Lakes and the northeastern U.S. We've stopped the animation here on the 23rd. That's 4 days from now, so what's that, Friday? I think it's going to be pretty chilly underneath this upper low at the end of the week, and there'll be showers around at times as well. Now, this upper low will start to move east as we head into Memorial Day weekend, but you'll notice the overall pattern is still kind of a trough across the northeastern U.S., while the core of the upper low is out here by around Memorial Day. With this kind of cool northwest flow, this isn't exactly a warm-looking weather map for the Memorial Day holiday weekend. So hopefully you soaked in some vitamin D today, because the cloud coverage will be pretty extensive, certainly over the next few days. Probably more in the way of holes in those clouds at the end of the week and heading into Memorial Day weekend. But again, it's not going to do us a tremendous amount of good temperature-wise. Now, in the short term, as far as raindrops, a lot of people, of course, weekend or not, have outdoor plans in the afternoon and into the evening as we get into mid to late May. And clouds are going to increase on Tuesday, but this advancing warm front won't produce much more than a sprinkle or a shower Tuesday afternoon. The air in the bottom several hundred feet of the atmosphere will be pretty dry during the second half of Tuesday. So if you're on the golf course or at a baseball game or something like that Tuesday afternoon, you might get a couple of raindrops. That should be about it. No big deal in the grand scheme of things, but the atmosphere will moisten up considerably by Tuesday night, and this will be a pretty rainy night, Tuesday night, and very early in the day on Wednesday. Rain pretty consistently. Now, during the daylight hours on Wednesday, I kind of suspect after a wet night, a lot of the daylight hours will be pretty uneventful in the morning and midday. As we get into the afternoon on Wednesday, shower chances will probably increase, and with the core of this upper low pivoting overhead, the air may be cold enough aloft to support maybe a thunderstorm or two Wednesday afternoon. Again, severe weather unlikely around here, but maybe there's some soft hail or graupel if we get any thunderstorm activity. And again, this upper low is going to just kind of hang out and kind of park for a couple of days. And with its, configuration at the end of this week, this is a couple of chilly, raw, gnarly days coming up Thursday and Friday with temperatures in the 50s at best and some rain showers around both Thursday and Friday. All right, Memorial Day weekend, believe it or not, next weekend. It's early this year, of course. Sometimes it works out that way. And the weekend forecast looks like this right now. Now, of course, today's only Monday. If you have outdoor plans, as I know a lot of people do for the upcoming weekend, whether it be Saturday or Sunday or Memorial Day itself on Monday, graduation party or anything else, stay tuned for the latest forecast updates. But as it stands right now, we think the coolest day of the three will be Saturday. Best chance for a shower is probably on Saturday, but I don't think it's going to rain much. And while we do allow for maybe a shower on Sunday, especially in the afternoon, it'll be a passing thing. It's certainly not going to rain all day. And we'll do a little bit better temperature-wise on Sunday. I kind of suspect at this point the best day of the three is the holiday itself on Memorial Day, Monday, with high temperatures in the middle and upper 60s. Some backyards might even flirt with 70 on Memorial Day. Again, not exactly a cold holiday, but we've had hot Memorial Days pretty frequently in recent years. We've been in the 80s to around 90 or so. In fact, we had a 92 back on Memorial Day 7 years ago. We're not going to have that this year. So this is the next 10 days. Every day is below average. The coolest days compared to the average at the end of the work week, with some recovery over the weekend, and maybe at the last minute, the last couple of days of May, right beyond this 10-day period, maybe we squeeze out a couple of warmer than average days, but it'll be at the very last minute. Most of this second half of the month of May is shaping up to be on the cool side. It's not exactly pool opening weather, it looks like, until probably that first week at least of June. That'll do it for me on this Monday evening. Thanks for watching Weather for Weather Geeks. Have a great rest of your night. Let's meet back here on Tuesday.